Good evening. Welcome to the December 8th Lebanon Board of Works meeting. Our first order of business will be the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, move on to the roll call members. Madam Clerk, the roll, please.
Mayor Gentry.
Here.
Becky McClure. Bill Stoner.
Present.
Dick Robertson.
Here.
Alan Milburn.
Present.
Thank you.
Okay, move on to the approval of the minutes. We have 11:24. Any changes or edits to the minutes from November 24th? Motion to approve.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes for 11:24.
Motion approved. Is there a second? Second from Judge. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved. Thank you, Board. All right, on to department head reports. First up will be Police Department, Chief Morgan.
Good evening, board members. Since our last meeting, the Lebanon Police Department has responded to 818 calls for service, and a total of 22 people were arrested for the following crimes: 6 for operating while intoxicated, 2 were wanted on a warrant, 2 for felon in possession of a firearm, 2 for driving while suspended, 1 for domestic battery, 1 for possession of meth, 1 for possession of cocaine, 1 for possession of marijuana, 1 for possession of a controlled substance, and 1 for unlawful possession of a syringe, 1 for dealing meth, 1 for unauthorized control of a motor vehicle, 1 for leaving the scene of an accident, 1 for possession of child pornography and child exploitation. Since, in the same time frame, we took 24 crash reports. And since it's near the end of the year, we've got all of our training in for the year. All the officers are up to speed, so we have no training.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions for Chief from the board? From the public? Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, next up will be Fire Department, Chief Batts.
Good evening, everyone. Since the last Board of Public Works and Safety meeting, Lebanon Fire has responded to 147 emergency calls for service, logged 153 training hours, installed and inspected 3 car seats, and completed 40 commercial inspections. In regards to training, Captain Sam Doherty is currently enrolled in completing Indiana Fire Officer 3. This is an upper-level management course that we encourage our officers to take. Last Friday, December 8th, Ethan Shepard and Michael Ellis graduated from the Northside Fire Academy. Ethan will be placed on shift tomorrow, Tuesday. He will be working the C shift, and then Michael Ellis will be on A shift on Wednesday, and they're both very excited to get going. On Friday, December 8th, the LFD admin team had the privilege of ringing the Salvation Army bells at Walmart. We rang for a 2-hour period, and we don't want to brag, but we raised $700 that stays right here in Boone County for our citizens. Lieutenant Chris Perry and firefighter Josh Messersmith participated in the Fight for Air climb at the Salesforce Tower in Indianapolis. Funds from this event support the American Lung Association. Perry and Messersmith won the best time for firefighters, so we're very proud of them, and they were given the traveling trophy 2 weeks ago. That's all I have for this evening.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions for Chief? Dick?
That's one. Is that the one where they walk up the stairs all the way to the top?
The Salesforce in
Yeah.
full gear on
Full
air.
gear on back, yeah.
Yeah, I've done it, but they never use my time for some reason. I don't know.
Well, it must be a record, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Chief
No.
from the public? All right, thanks, sir. All right, next up will be Parks and Recreation, John Messenger.
Good evening. Our maintenance department has been taking care and removing a few trees with all the winds we had and bad weather and throughout the parks and trails. Also busy with the recent snow events we had. Want to thank the DPW for coming out and putting salt down on our roads in Memorial Park. They were very slick and our stuff wasn't cutting it, but they did a great job. Appreciate the team effort. Our office staff is in the process of gathering all hiring information for 2026. summer season. Yes, pool season. Let's think about that with this weather. Be on the lookout for more important open interview dates, and this will be announced in the next couple of weeks. Programs and events. Our Christmas events went very well this year. Christmas in the Cabin it was very well attended. Everyone enjoyed their carriage rides. Santa and Mrs. Claus were busy with visitors, and hope everyone enjoyed the hot chocolate and fresh cookies we had. The Christmas parade was our biggest one yet, with over 40 floats. I think we had 23 last year, so really huge. Appreciate everyone's patience and cooperation with traffic and making sure the parade was as safe as possible, and look forward to next year. I want to thank the board for helping us close those. I think that was the right call. Talking to Chief Batts and Chief Morgan, we're going to have a closeout meeting, try and do things and improve upon all the restrictions there. But thank you very much for that. Safe parade again. Boone County Extension Homemakers is hosting their Wreath Across America event this Saturday, December 13th at 12 o'clock at the War Memorial. The wreaths are to honor veterans and will be placed on our War Memorial and Memorial Park. There again, it's a 12 o'clock ceremony. And if you need any information, please visit, wreathsacrossamerica.org for more information on how to donate, or reach out to Boone County Extension Homemakers. There again, DAR made a nice $1,000 contribution to them to help with these wreaths. There'll be 6 placed on both sides of the War Memorial, and keep those through for quite some time until they go bad. And that's all I had.
Hey, John, any questions for John from the board? For the public? Okay, thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Our next up will be Engineering Department, Kevin Krulik.
Thank you very much. Project updates around the city. Still a lot going on, even with the weather, not slowing us down. Quick update on the bridge over 65 at State Road 39. Those bridge enhancements, we are in the process of inspecting those. Inspection work began on the top side over the week of Thanksgiving, towards the end of that week. NDOT's issued all the permits that we need for the lane closures for the under bridge inspections. I do not have a schedule at this time as to when that will take place, but it should happen sometime between now and the end of the year, so that we can file that report with NDOT by the end of the year. Grant Street Phase 2 project, we just kind of in a holding pattern right now, waiting for construction to start in the spring. We do have an additional appropriation on the agenda at council later this evening, just to cover all the outstanding funding sources that are needed for that project, and to reallocate some cost sharing donations, or I guess donation is not the right word. Some funds we received from Lebanon Utilities to cover their portion of the water and sewer portions of the project. So those had to go through the additional appropriation process so that we could spend those funds. Elizaville and Elm Swamp, that intersection, we had our bid opening at your last meeting, so I'll have a recommendation for award here later on. But happy to report that came in well under budget, and Ace Paving was our lowest bidder on that. Fordyce Street, just one quick update. We have one outstanding little punch list item, and that is one piece of concrete walk at the northwest corner of Grant Street. So as soon as weather permits, we will complete that. And we have the 3-way stop signs, the temporary stop signs in place out at John Bart right now. They're currently bagged. We will open those once we get through the proper notice period. And Mr. Milborn, you'd be happy to note that we did order the flashing red LED signs. So they're about $3,000 a piece, by the way. But
Well, I might make a comment that I've had 4 people who either watched the program or whatever who thanked me for bringing that up.
Yeah.
But I know that there was, really a sincere interest, and I appreciate the fact you've done that.
yeah, no worries. I can't take all the credit. I want to thank Jason Lawson and DPW for putting that together, but they have ordered those signs. They're on their way. We still have outstanding funds in our Fordyce bond that will cover the cost of those improvements. As soon as they arrive, they'll go in place.
They solar powered, Kevin.
They are solar powered.
Yeah.
Yes. Witt Road, Lafayette Avenue, north to just north of Austin Drive. We are just going through right-of-way buying. Additional appropriation is also on the agenda for council. It's about $840,000. It covers the 2025 and 2026 engineering and right-of-way commitments that we've made. And then we'll be looking towards letting and a further additional appropriation at that time once we know how the bids come out when NDOT opens those bids in July or August. Noble Street, really the only other update there is also an additional appropriation, moving some of the funds that we've been getting reimbursed for and covering the engineering costs that we're anticipating for 2026. That is on the agenda for later in the evening. State Road 39 study. At the council meeting, we will have a presentation on the findings of our corridor study and what that might look like if we were to go forward with any kind of a relinquishment process and what reconstruction to make sure that 39 is adequately designed for all of our future needs. So let's see. Next thing, park projects. Just one quick update there. Stone Eater Bike Park. We just got some numbers in. I want to thank you to Joe LePage for helping me put these together. We really kind of looked at the first year of the park open. We had 51,296 visitors. So really pleased with that number. We separated demographically into the different, generational categories. Pleased to see that really across the board, it was a pretty even mix. So we have Gen Alpha, 0 to 13-year-olds at 20% of visitation. Gen Z, 13 to 28 at 14%. Millennials, 29 through 44 at 20%. Gen Xers was our highest participation visitation group. And those are 45 to 60-year-olds at 22%. Baby boomers, 61 to 79 years old, we're at 19%. And then we lump our silent and greatest generations. Those are people, those distinguished individuals, 80 to 100 years old, that they were about 5% of visitors. So really, they're all between 15 and 22% across the board, other than when you get to our most senior members of the community. So it's pleased to see that we had visitation on that level, and pleased to see that everyone is using the park. The old street garage, we've got... We're working forward on this one on a couple of different fronts. We've got the notice of award and construction agreements were issued to raise demolition for the demolition of structures earlier today. Zach has been hard at work getting all the utilities disconnected to clear the way for them. And then we'll be on the 3rd of December, the park board adopted the BOT resolution and authorized the issuance of the RFPQ. We're working with Rob's team on the legal side of things to put together the final public notices for that RFPQ. And that will probably be published on Friday is the update I just got in the last few minutes, actually. Let's see. I think that's not the last park project. The Admiral Longley Park Perimeter Path. We had our pre-construction meeting on December 2nd. And I think we'll be looking for some work to possibly happen yet in the next coming days, possibly some concrete work and some pipe work, but the bulk of the work really won't start until spring. And then the Thompson Street building, the storage building renovations, we opened bids at the last meeting. We had 2 qualified bids on that, and happy to report those came in under budget. And later in the agenda, we will be recommending a notice of award to Monroe Construction. Fire department projects, the new fire station 213, a lot going on there. Basically, foundation footing installation continues. Storm sewer is wrapping up and they're moving on to sanitary sewer, but a lot going there. Most of it sub slab, so there's not a lot of vertical work to look at this point, but there's a lot of really important foundational work that's ongoing. DPW projects, County Road 100 South and 400 East, the roundabout there that will be let in February by the county and NDOT. That is moving forward, but we are looking at the offsite drainage work. We had a pre-construction meeting also on December 2nd. That work commenced immediately. So they're working through that. We'll have a road closure request coming up later in the meeting. They are scheduled to close that road for approximately 2 days next week on Monday and Tuesday to complete the storm sewer crossing of the road. Other DPW projects, we've got the regional detention project. We're working on finalizing permitting for the inlet and outlet control structures, but also looking at bidding and quoting documents for the mass earthwork. We've had a lot of interest in the earthwork generation out of that facility, particularly for some of the commercial developments around the area. So we're going to move a quoting package forward so that we can coordinate that work with some of our commercial projects around the city. Regional conveyance, the work underneath CSX, underneath State Road 39. We're also in the final stages of our legal agreements on that issue that will hopefully free up bidding in 2026. And that's all the updates I have.
Thank you, Kevin. Any questions for Kevin from the board? From the public? Okay, thank you, sir. All right, next up will be Planning Department. Derek, do you have that? He does, okay. Derek Warren.
Good evening. I'm a fill-in tonight. For Ben, I was left nothing specific to report, but if anyone has questions about development, whether or not you need a permit, building code, floodplain, trail and sidewalk development, please contact the Planning and Zoning Department. 482-8845 is our phone number. And also our contact information we found on the website. That's all I have to report.
A good plug, Derek. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions for Derek? All right, all helpful information. Appreciate it. All right, next up will be Public Works Department. Jace, not seeing Jason. Okay, pretty much he talked to me earlier. They pretty much have been either plowing snow or picking up leaves when they can. I know we've had some complaints about the leaf. Oh, thank you. That's perfect. We've had some pickup about the leaf, complaints about the leaf pickup. The issue has been with the back-to-back rain and snow. It's been extremely challenging with the wet leaves, the frozen leaves. So they did extend the leaf pickup season, so they will be working. Hopefully the weather starts to cooperate with us here a little bit, but a little colder December than we're used to, and it's certainly put an issues here on leaf pickup. For Jason's report, he said we had 4 snow events in their last 2 weeks. So again, not a lot of snow, and they used 350 tons of road salt. And then they are still running leaf collection when they can. On the stormwater side, they responded to 280 utility locates, and they also assisted with the salting and plowing of city streets and leaf pickup. They also have been clearing the storm drain debris for the drainage system. So, and then department news, they are gathering a list of old or failing drainage structures around the city for replacement in-house by the public works team. So they're essentially doing an inventory assessment and kind of give them a plan of attack for going forward for next year of putting together that plan. So that's what we have from public works. All right. And last but not least here, communication and community development, Joe LePage.
Good evening, everyone. As you may have known, last Saturday was pretty busy throughout our community. In our communications department, Mariah Som took some pictures of Christmas in the cabin and also the carriage rides at Memorial Park. Those, I just checked the Facebook page. They look great. They're on the Parks Department's Facebook page right now. Wonderful pictures there. A great time had. Our communications team was also helping out at the story booth. We helped man that downtown, took some pictures of the festivities around Christmas on the square as well. The comms department also sponsored the snow machine, which led to some great pictures as the tree was the switch was being flipped on it, and Santa and Mrs. Claus came downtown. And so a lot of fun there. Christmas on the square and the parade, once again, wonderful. We facilitated some event enhancements, continued those, and maybe augmented them as well. At the parade, we again worked on and paid for it being broadcast on Radio Mom. And so appreciate Radio Mom's hard work there, and also Facebook Live. And so both of those things, you can see that on the Facebook page. and check that out as well. We thank the Lebanon Ballet School and Sampson Historical for their vantage points for the parade this year. And just today, we met with Brent Aldrich. Brent is based in Indy, specializing in place-based and relational art. He was involved in the Sensory Garden with the ARC. We chatted with Brent, took a kind of a tour around the city, chatting about potential artistic attractions to the Big Four Trail throughout our downtown and our parks and other locations around our community. Also, the 2 roundabouts on Indianapolis Avenue. Going to get some more information and have some more meetings and get some more information passed along to you in the new year is the plan. That's all I've got.
Thank you, Joe. Any questions for Joe from the board? From the public? Yep, thank you, sir. All right, that concludes department head reports. We'll move on to old business. There's nothing on my agenda for old business. Anything from the board? Okay, new business then. First item up here is a bid award concerning the Abner Longley Park storage building renovations. Kevin?
Thank you very much. Regarding Abner Longley Park storage building renovations, we opened bids at the last meeting. We received 2 bids. I know there was a little bit of trouble with the opening of one digital bid package, or more, I guess specifically, they did not properly enter in all of the information in the online worksheet that they were required to. However, they did upload a PDF copy of that information, so we were at least able to review it, and all other portions of their bid were intact. With that being said, though, regardless of that discrepancy there, the lowest and most responsive bidder after review of the bid package was Monroe Construction, significantly lower than the previous bid package I mentioned. So at this point, I submit to you a draft notice of award for the Abner Longley Park storage building renovations for the base bid, as well as all alternates, and recommend we award that to Monroe Construction Group, LLC, as the lowest, most responsive, and responsible bidder.
Any questions on that from the board? Entertain a motion to approve as presented.
I'll make a motion that we approve that.
Motion approves. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Bill. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved. Thank you, board. All right, next up, this is bid award for the Elizaville and Elm Swamp Road intersection improvements. Kevin?
Thank you very much. We had a number of bids that were submitted on this one. So we reviewed the lowest received bid, which came in from Ace Paving at a total of $54,750. Their bid package was determined to be complete. And so at this point, I have a recommended notice of award for you. For Ace Paving LLC, they are determined to be the lowest, most responsive, and responsible bidder on that project.
Any questions or concerns? Entertain a motion to approve as presented.
I'll make a motion we approve as presented for Ace Paving.
Motion from Bill. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Dick. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved. All right, and last here, road closure request, closure of South 400 East between East 100 and East 300 South. Installation of stormwater line supporting the future roundabout at East 100 South and 400.
Thank you very much. I mentioned this in my report, and if I could share my screen here, I'll show you the project. So essentially, the project involves some storm sewer work that you see there, kind of in that hatched area. This is along 400 East, goes through that north-south portion of the project, and we are just south of the intersection of 100 South. So 100 South being the area, the road that is on the south edge of the fairgrounds. Couple miles east of there, 400 East is where we're talking about. So this is actually from the construction documents. This is the detour route that will be established, that will be signed. There were advanced warning signs that were in place saying the road would close on or after December 13th. It is the contractor's schedule is to actually close the road on Monday, the 15th, and be closed on Monday, and no more than also through Tuesday. So they're asking for a road closure of 400 East on Monday and Tuesday, December 15th and 16th.
So it'll be a soft closure, though, for the residents along 400 South 400
Absolutely,
East,
yes.
so they get to it.
They're required to maintain access for all local traffic. And there's really not that long of a closure. They just have to get one pipe across the road, so they're really not expecting it to take 2 days. But you never know what happens with the weather this time of year, so that's what we're anticipating and building contingencies for. But they are required per their contract to sign this detour route, so that will be in place.
Any questions or concerns from the board? All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve that road closure request as presented.
I'll make a motion, we approve the road closure request for County Road 400 East, just south of 100 South.
Motion approved. Is there a second? Second from Judge. All fair side?
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, that is approved. All right, next item up here, we have some surplus items for the Lebanon Police Department, electronic items. Chief Morgan?
Hello again. I'm asking permission from the board to surplus one lot of electronic items. There's 40 laptops and some of the old Kindle Fires from the previous administration that have been sitting in a room for, some of these are well past 15 years old, way before IT started taking them from us on a plan where they get renewed. So we're trying to create space, get rid of the junk. So if you guys will surplus these, then IT will take them from us and wipe them and get everybody's information off of them. And then IT told me that they would dispose of them for us.
Any concerns or questions from the board? Is there a motion then to approve the surplus request for the electronic items?
Make a motion, we approve the surplus items for Lebanon Police Department.
A motion approved. Is there a second? Second from Judge. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, that is approved. Thank you, Chief. All right, next item up, this comes from me. This is concerning the city's take-home vehicle policy. As we've started to grow, we've started to assign or offer take-home cars to employees kind of as a fringe benefit to us. And so in review of our current handbook, it really wasn't very well specified. And so I wanted to kind of flesh that out some more. So before you tonight, essentially is sets the policy for take-home vehicles for the civil employees. This does not impact police or fire, just to clarify. Their policies are operated under their SOGs. So essentially, high level here, just to hit the highlights. Only the authorized city employee can operate the take-home vehicle. There are geographic limits placed on the vehicle usage, so it's allowed within Boone County or the county of the employee's residence, and then also travel to and from work in those areas, but then also could be used for healthcare visits, such as if they had to go to the hospital in Marion County, something like that, and they didn't live there, they could do that. And then also there's a fee for personal use that would be deducted from the employee's paycheck every pay period. Prohibited uses, we would not allow the towing of any trailer or hauling any construction materials that aren't city related. And also you cannot have any form of monetary or commercial activity with the vehicle. That includes like ride sharing, delivery services, or use in a private business venture. And then also it comes to IRS compliance and mileage. The employee would agree to provide any mileage logs or related documentation as to the clerk treasurer's office as requested. We prohibit the use of transportation of pets in city vehicles. Talk about some overnight travel out of use that requires prior approval from a supervisor. We also prohibit smoking. They may not operate the city vehicle after consuming alcohol or impairing substances, and also that any DUI or OWI in a city vehicle may result in the termination of privileges and further discipline. Kind of lays out some end of employment requirements. Also gives the city the right to suspend or revoke privileges. Sets out the vehicle maintenance and cleanliness requirements. Also talks about parking security, that they must park it securely and legally, lock the vehicle and secure equipment. And then also driving standards, they have to have a valid driver's license, et cetera, et cetera. Have to have report any suspensions or violations, wear the seatbelts, avoid distracted driving. Also clarifies too that if there's an accident while it is being used for personal use, the employee is responsible for the full insurance deductible on the city's policy. And then also disciplinary actions that violations may result in the revocation of privileges, reprimand, suspension, restitution, or termination. So that's the high-level summary of the policy. Are there any questions or concerns from the board? I just felt like it needed to be fleshed out a little bit better and put it in writing. So, okay. Okay. With that, we entertain a motion to approve the proposed take-home vehicle policy.
I make a vote.
This will go into the handbook policy.
This will, yes, correct. Yep.
I'll make a motion, we approve the take-home vehicle policy.
We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Bill. All fair say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, that's approved. Thank you, board. All right, next up, this will be our 2026 Park Impact Fee Scope. John Messenger, Derek Warren, tag team in this one.
Good evening. So this is kind of, let's see here, item F and G will be kind of presented together. They kind of go hand in hand with each other. And this is all a requirement for the impact fees for the park that we collect for our building permits. And this is a requirement to be done once every 5 years. So we have to update the plan to the Park Impact Fee Zone Improvement Plan that is necessary for us to renew our Park Impact Fee Ordinance. And as part of this, we will hire our financial team, Baker Tilly, to lead the plan update and prepare the final document. But we will also bring alongside Cornerstone, who will provide the landscape architect input on cost estimates and et cetera. Cornerstone provided the most recent 5-year park master plan update. So it made sense to bring them alongside since they are most familiar with the recent update. And that will help save us some money. So the two contracts that we are asking for approval tonight, we are also asking for you to allow the mayor to sign these. One is for Baker Tilly, as mentioned, and their scope is for kind of the financial background of this study, which includes population trends, information regarding trends in building and development, a breakdown of current housing stock, an inventory of current county parks and recreation infrastructure, estimates of future non-local revenue for parks and recreation, information on historic funding of park infrastructure and budgets, and also, but not in the least, the last part of it, this is the high level again, is information related to the history of the city's current recreation impact fee. The Baker Tilly contract is not to exceed $40,000. Money is in place to pay for this, so we simply need approval of that plan, of this proposal. Excuse me.
Any questions on that from the board for Derek? Okay. Entertain a motion to approve the park impact fee scope with Baker Tilly.
I'll make a motion, we approve the contract with Baker and Tully, an amount of $40,000 not to exceed for the park impact fee study.
We have motions. Is there a second? Second. Second from Alan. All fair side.
Aye.
Those opposed? That is approved. And then next would the entertain a motion concerning the approval of the contract with Cornerstone for the park impact fee development as well.
You want me to go over the high level?
Is it a different one?
Yeah,
go
it is
ahead.
slightly
Yeah,
different,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yep. Some of it overlaps, but again, it's necessary to have both on board. So Cornerstone, again, is the firm that put together our last park master plan. And for their services related to this, they will provide current inventory of city parks and recreation infrastructure, probable costs for future parks, new infrastructure, review of level of service for the city, assist with estimate of future non-local revenue for parks and recreation, assist with review of park department funding and land acquisition, historically based on data provided by the Parks Department, and review of existing inventory in comparison to the previous study for updates. The Cornerstone agreement is for master plan consulting services, and their their contract is not to exceed $12,400.
Thank you, Derek. Questions on that from the board? Now entertain a motion to approve that contract. Apologies.
I'll make a motion, we approve the Cornerstone contract for the park study, 5-year park plan for the Parks Department, $12,400.
Okay, motion approved. Is there a second? Second from Judge. All fair say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is approved. Thank you, Derek.
Thank you.
All right, and finally here we have, this is for the, a contract concerning the West Side Park and providing owner's technical representative services agreement. Kevin?
Thank you very much. I mentioned this in my report. I do want to make one quick introduction. David Rainey, Director with Veritas Advisors, is in the room. So if you have any technical questions regarding this proposal, this contract agreement, he's here and ready and willing to answer any questions that you might have. But we mentioned the redevelopment of the former street garage, the former DPW garage. We're already working on some early phase work on that with the demolition of the above grade structures. And so what we've done is we've asked Veritas to come alongside us and help us from an owner's technical representation standpoint to help us walk through this RFPQ process from pre-construction and selection of the BOT team all the way through design of the project. The project has already, as you know, been master planned, and we have a good solid concept plan, but we need to develop construction documents with that BOT team, as well as then go into construction, delivery, and then final completion and delivery of the project and all the other commissioning, owner's manuals, all the things that come along with accepting that project on the transfer side of the BOT agreement. So we asked a couple of consultants to put together proposals, and we're bringing the one from Veritas Advisors before you. Again, for owner's technical representative services, and this is a contract not to exceed $195,000, and will cover really 18 months of development and construction.
So part of why I had solicited some proposals for this, there is, the estimates on this West Side Park are probably in the roughly $10 million range. So it's a significant park project for us. And Kevin and his team and John, they do a great job, but I think having some extra hands would be very, very helpful for them, especially people that are there that are do this all the time and have a great kind of eyes on what's happening with this project. So that's kind of why we had thought some additional support would be helpful and valuable for the city. So they still will report to Kevin and give updates to John and the team and all that. But they'll be kind of our eyes and ears, make sure that everything's built the way it's supposed to be and we avoid any future issues with it. So that's part of the concept with it.
And we did work with the mayor and John on talking through the scope with Veritas. This has also been before the park board. So we're just coming back to you as a contracting entity for the city. And we have that agreement, that draft agreement in place. And if you would so choose, we would ask that you recommend approval of that, authorizing, subject to legal review, and authorizing the mayor to execute on your behalf.
Yeah, and Kevin, Tanya just asked me, the funding would come from we budgeted $500,000 a year for the West Side Park and the Food and Beverage Fund for next year. So that would be the funding source for it because it's billed on a monthly basis versus lump sum.
Correct. We wouldn't expect to see a bill till well into January. So we'll have next year's funding in place.
Yep. Any questions from the board? Okay, entertain a motion to approve the owner technical representative services agreement with Veritas.
I'll make a motion, we approve the services agreement with Veritas. I'm assuming subject to legal review before the mayor signs, please.
Yep. The agreement we have circulated is a boilerplate agreement that Rob has already reviewed in the past and that Veritas has already signed on prior jobs. So we don't anticipate a lengthy legal review, but yes, it should be approved subject to legal review.
Motion, is there a second? Second. Second from Alan. All fair side.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, that is approved. Thank you, board.
Thank you.
All right, that concludes what I have for new business. Anything from the board? Okay, move on to claims. Anyone think we should pay our bills?
Motion to pay claims.
Motion to pay the claims. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Bill. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Claims are approved. Any announcements or discussion? Okay, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Bill. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, we'll be having a brief Board of Works meeting on December 22nd to approve claims. It should really not be a heavy agenda, though. Should just be a quick, make sure we get all of our vendors paid for the year. So, all right, with that, we are adjourned.
Okay.